Are the Ravens and the Chiefs going to miss the playoffs? The Colts have taken a crippling blow in the funkiest Monday Night Football game of all time. This is This Week in the NFL, Week 14. On Thursday Night Football, we had the Lions beat the Cowboys 44-30. The Cowboys are gonna cowboy. The Cowboys just aren't a good away team, but my goodness, you have a little bit of faith in a team. You think a team finally has something, especially defensively. Finally, they have interior defensive linemen, so maybe they can stop the run. No, they can't. They still can't. They cannot stop the run to save their ever-loving life. And this is one of the best running back duos in the league, so it is really hard to stop their run, especially when their linebackers are just very, very, very not good. I mean, Kenneth Murray was piss poor in this game. He had a lot of plays where he was just too scared to make a play, too scared to play downhill, and you can't do that against a team like this. And I don't know. It was just an overall bad game from the Cowboys. They were able to get it done offensively, but when are they not? I think one of the other big takeaways is that George Pickens just didn't show a lot of effort in this game. He's been great this season. He's been one of the best wide receivers in the league, and he's shown that week in, week out. I don't know why we have these games where he's just not showing effort. I don't get it. I don't understand why he's not showing effort. He's one of the biggest options on this team. He gets the ball as much as possible. He has the best quarterback he's ever had. He has no reason to not show effort play in, play out. No reason to not show effort. And this was just a game where George Pickens seemed to take a back seat, and I don't know why he did that. I don't know. This kind of, in the NFC right now, it kind of feels like this could be the end of the Cowboys season. Even if they win out, it's going to be really hard for them to make the playoffs because there's so many good teams in the NFC right now. But we'll see what they can do. I just think that their defense is not trustworthy. As far as the Lions go, this was a good game from them. Jared Goff played a good game. Their offense was really good in this game, and it's against a terrible defense, so I'm not too surprised. Not too much to say about the Lions, but overall a good win for them. It was a must-need, and they really put belt to booty in this one. The Steelers were able to beat the Ravens. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this Ravens team. Lamar Jackson doesn't look like the same guy whatsoever. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he's playing through injury. He's got to be, because first of all, it doesn't look like he's keen to run the football, and when he does run the football, he just looks super conservative. And Derrick Henry is the age is finally catching up to him. He doesn't look like the same back that he once was. These wide receivers aren't winning on a consistent basis. The tight ends are kind of the bright spot of this team, but at the same time, the tight ends are messing up plays. Like there was one play in the end zone, DeAndre Hopkins is wide open. The score's 27-22. The Ravens can take the lead to possibly win this game, and Mark Andrews knocks the ball down instead of letting it go to DeAndre Hopkins. And in that situation, I understand he thinks the ball might be going to him. He got to make a play on the ball, but at the end of the day, you have to have the awareness. You just got a massive contract, and now you're ruining the game because you don't have enough awareness to know where your teammates are on the field. It's just a rough play for Mark Andrews and this team, and obviously their defense has been a problem all year. Offensively, it doesn't look very good as well. They are now 6-7, probably going to miss the playoffs. They still have a chance to win the division. They do play the Steelers again. I'm not writing them off, but right now as a team, in terms of being scary and a contender in the playoffs, it doesn't look very good. And it doesn't look amazing for the Steelers as well. Their defense is still not all that, to be perfectly honest. Offensively, they looked really good in this game. The thing is if Aaron Rodgers keeps playing like this, you can see this team making a decent run in the playoffs. In this game, Aaron Rodgers played probably the best he has all season. His EPA per play in this game was .331. Normally, it's negative .040, and basically EPA is expected points added, so how many points per play are you adding to your score? All season, it's been negative .040, and in this game, he was able to get to 0.331. I think he was just very good, and if you can get this version or some version of Aaron Rodgers like this for the rest of the season, you have a chance, because this was an MVP Aaron Rodgers type of performance. And I don't think you're going to get it every week. The Ravens defense obviously has zero pass rush. It's probably their biggest flaw is their pass rush. They don't get any pressure on quarterbacks. Losing Matabike earlier in their season was one of the biggest blows that they've taken all season, and it's really shown because Aaron Rodgers could do whatever he wanted in this game. DK Metcalf and him were on another one in this one. Defensively, they were okay, and that's all they really needed to be because their offense was really good in this one. Jaguars were able to take the first seed in the AFC South this week by beating the Colts. Unfortunately, Daniel Jones tore his ACL, or not his ACL, he tore his Achilles, and you could see right when it happened. The Jaguars keep winning, and I keep saying that it's just not sustainable, or maybe not that it's not sustainable, that I feel that they're a fraudulent team, that I don't really believe in the Jaguars, and I just can't say that I believe in the Jaguars. I just can't. With Trevor Lawrence, again, this is another game where he just wasn't like, he didn't show me anything. This was another amazing defensive game. They were able to run the ball really well, and Trevor made a couple plays. We know he can make a couple plays per game where he looks fantastic, but he also makes the boneheaded mistakes, the terrible throws with awful accuracy, and I don't know why he does that. And overall, at this point in his career, I don't know if we can say that that's something that's ever going to be out of his system, and I just don't trust him as a quarterback, especially when it comes to playoff time and they're playing good teams. They have a rough schedule to end the season, a lot harder teams to play, so we'll see what they do. The Colts, unfortunately, are probably out of the playoffs. They've been on a downward spiral the past few weeks, and now they lost their starting quarterback. They just signed Phillip Rivers, 44-year-old Phillip Rivers with 10 kids. They went to his house, woke him up from his bed, and said, "Hey, geriatric, we're fricked. Can you come play? Can you come play? I know you got arthritis forming in that elbow, but we'd rather that than Riley Leonard play." And obviously, I think Riley Leonard's still going to get the start. I don't think Phillip Rivers will actually play football. I think that what he's being his purpose on that team is veteran leadership or something like that. There's no way that Phillip Rivers actually plays a football game in 2025. That would be absolutely ridiculous. I do not see that happening. Unfortunately, the Colts season is probably over. They're not making the playoffs after they started so strong. Just a quick and basically like this. This team is falling apart, and it's a rough sight for the Colts and Colts fans alike. The Titans and the Browns faced off, and Shedeur played his best game so far all season. He was absolutely fantastic in this game. I think that obviously he has his things that he needs to iron out. He had a few plays where he was just not making the right play, especially 2nd and 20, kind of chucking it into 47 different players. Obviously, that was not the greatest idea, but he just has these high-level arm talent throws. He has the ability to have the anticipation. He can make plays. He just can. He is good at evading in the pocket. One of the biggest things with Shedeur Sanders was the athleticism going to be enough for the NFL? And although he does look slow at times, at the same time, he has quick twitch ability. He has the ability to get out of sacks and the strongness to be able to not be taken down by the first player. And he bought himself time. He's starting for the rest of the season. He bought himself an opportunity to become the starting quarterback of the Browns and potentially be the starter next year. And he gets better every week. He's been getting the ball out quicker, not holding the ball and getting sacked. Obviously, he still has those problems where he's holding the ball for too long, but I mean, he's making plays. He's learning to throw the ball away. I like the progression I've seen from Shedeur Sanders so far this season, and he just, like I said, he's getting better every week. Now, here's a couple games that I don't have much to say about. The Broncos were able to beat the Raiders 24-17. They controlled the whole game. They were the better team. Bo Nix played a really good game. RJ Harvey played a really good game. It was overall a good offensive and defensive game from the Broncos. It was 24-7 for most of the game, and then they went on a crazy 10-point run to finish the game. So the scoreboard looks closer than it really was. It was a game dominated by the Broncos at the end of the day, and a good win. The Dolphins were able to beat the Jets. That was expected. Their offense has been good. They're good enough to beat bad teams. The unfortunate part is they just can't beat good teams, but they've had a cupcake schedule to finish the season. So good for them on being able to beat the Jets. The Saints were able to beat the Buccaneers, which was a really good game from the Saints. Tyler Shuck shows me something good every single game. He just keeps getting better as well. I like what I've seen from Tyler Shuck. He's played some great football, opposed to what I thought was going to happen. I just didn't think he was a very good quarterback or he was going to be a quality starter at all in the NFL, and he's played some good football, and in this game he was able to beat the Bucs at the top of the division, and now the Panthers have a chance to win this division. This was a rough loss for the Buccaneers. They really needed this one, but unfortunately, I just don't think that the beginning of the season was very symbolistic of how they are as a team. The Vikings thwomped the Commanders as Jaden Daniels goes down. JJ McCarthy played fine in this game. The Vikings defense is still one of the best in the league with one of the best coordinators. They played a really good game here and were able to edge out the well, not even edge out the Commanders. They were able to thwomp the Commanders in this game. The Seahawks destroy the Falcons. I think it was 6-6 to halftime. Kind of crazy that it got out of hand that quick, but the Seahawks did Seahawks things. The Rams absolutely destroy the Cardinals. No surprise there. And now we get to the Bills and the Bengals. Joe Burrow, he was absolutely amazing besides a couple plays. And obviously those interceptions weren't the best, but at the same time, those were kind of both unlucky plays. The pick six, it looked like he second-guessed himself, didn't have the ball fully in his hand, and threw it right to Christian Benford. And Christian Benford made an absolutely amazing play on the ball. The second one was strictly just he had a guy wide open. The defensive lineman made a better play, and then there was a linebacker in the way for an interception. Knocked down at the line, and the linebacker was there. The Bengals now are probably eliminated from the playoffs. I don't see the winner of this division being under 500. It's an unfortunate loss because they were looking really good in this game. Their defense is just really, really, really bad, and we've known this, that their defense sucks. Josh Allen is just another level of amazing. This was an amazing quarterback game all around. Joe Burrow made some amazing high-leverage plays. Josh Allen made a play where he's rolling out under pressure. There is no window to even fathom a pass, and he zips it by the defender's ear hole into Khalil Shakir. Just a unreal play from Josh Allen. Like, it's just, I can't even fathom the play that Josh Allen made. And obviously their offense with Josh Allen and James Cook is going to be good enough to contend any season. It's just their defense that you wonder. Without a couple fortunate defensive plays, this game probably looks different. It was 28-18, and the Bengals really had a shot to put this game away. Or it was 28-25, and the Bengals had a shot to put this game away. They were driving again. Their offense looked unstoppable, and it's just this Bills defense is not trustworthy whatsoever. I mean, I don't know any team in the league that can't destroy this defense right now, because not only are they undersized in parts where it matter, they just don't cover very well either. And Darius Slay is going to be there next week. Maybe he can make a difference, but he's also old. I don't know. There's not a lot of having confidence in this defense when it comes to playoff time. They're obviously going to make it to the playoffs. How extensive is their success going to be? That's still up for question. They have to play the Patriots next week. That'll be a super, super interesting game. I can't wait to see who wins that. Good perseverance in the ability to win the game, but it's still, the questions still remain with the Bills. The Packers were able to outlast the Bears, and they just looked fantastic in this game again offensively. Jordan Love just looks so good this season, especially right now at the end of this season. This is always when he plays his best football. He's just absolutely fantastic at this time of year. Josh Jacobs was amazing in this game, and the Bears actually showed a really, really nice fight in this game. Obviously, you would want them to win this if you're a Bears fan, but at the end of the day, this is a really good point to be in your rebuild. Obviously, Caleb still has some things to work with. You still have some experience to go through as far as this team goes. But just being in the 1 seed and showing a real fight to the Packers, who look like a possible Super Bowl contender at this current point. They played a really resilient game. I liked the way that they fought in this one, and they almost had a chance. Caleb Williams had some great plays in this one. He also had some bad plays. Obviously, the interception to end the game. He can get better. He's only a sophomore year quarterback. He just has the plays that you can't teach. He can do things that nobody else can do. Obviously, there's things that you have to teach into him, but he can do things that there's no other quarterback in NFL history that can do. He's just unbelievable. He's ridiculous sometimes. That pass where he's rolling on the sideline and is able to throw the ball to Cole Kmet perfectly was just a beautiful throw. And if he can learn these little things more, it's just, the sky's the limit for Caleb Williams. The Texans were able to beat the Chiefs, and the Chiefs have so many playoff tiebreakers that they have to win at this point, that this essentially all but eliminates them from the playoffs. They have to have a lot of things go their way for them to make it. And, there's still a chance that they do, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs just aren't very good anymore. Chris Jones was on another level in this one. Didn't matter. Patrick Mahomes, although his stat line was atrocious, like this looked like a horrible game, he was out there playing hero ball. He had to do everything. Overall, a dropped pass by Kelsey turns into an interception. A couple bad decisions by Mahomes. And by any means, Mahomes did not play a great game. This was a bad Mahomes game. But at the end of the day, he's trying to do everything. He has to do everything. Because there's nobody else on this team that can make plays like Patrick Mahomes can. There was just so many drops, so many missed plays. It's all coming together at one time to all accumulate to the Chiefs just are not that great of a football team anymore. And the Texans are looking like a possible Super Bowl contender. This defense is the best in football. I've tried to keep my bias for as long as I could. I just can't. This defense is absolutely amazing. It's just unstoppable. Their offense doesn't even need to be that great. It doesn't. And CJ had some amazing plays in this game, but it doesn't matter. If their offense is okay, it doesn't matter because their defense is just so good. They have the best defensive line in football. The edges, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, get after the quarterback so efficiently. And then they have the best cornerback duo in the league, Kamari Lassiter and Derek Stingley. And then their safeties, you have Jalen Petrie. And then their linebackers, you have Al-Shaair. It's just like they have somebody. They have a guy everywhere. There's no real weak spots to this defense. There's no real weak spots. You can't really run on them. You can't really pass on them. What do you do against this defense anymore? What do you do? It is so elite, which is why they're a contender. I don't care what anyone says. Besides, the Patriots and the Broncos right now, I think the Texans are one of the best contenders in all of AFC to make it to the championship because of how good this defense is. The offense could really be their downfall in the playoffs. We could see it happen super quick, but at the end of the day, one team has one thing that could be their downfall. And for the Texans, it's their offense. Their defense is just so high on another level that their offense doesn't have to be that great. Then the last game of the night was the goofiest game I've ever seen. The Chargers and the Eagles. How many turnovers? I think there was 5, 6, 7 turnovers in this game. There were so many gosh darn turnovers. There was 3 in one play. Jalen Hurts throws a pick. The defensive lineman running back. Then he fumbles. Then Jalen Hurts recovers the fumble. And then he fumbles. And then they get the ball back. Jalen Hurts throws 4 interceptions in this game and loses a fumble. That's 5 turnovers by Jalen Hurts himself, so I know there was more than 5 turnovers. There's probably 7 because Justin Herbert also threw 2 interceptions in this game and fumbled. Or maybe he threw 1 interception and fumbled. How many? Or I guess he threw 1 interception and fumbled 1. This was just a out of sorts game, a defensive performance, I guess. Turnover galore. It felt like every time you were looking at the screen, the ball was either on the ground or thrown into someone else's hands. The Eagles have major issues. Major issues. We've talked about it every single week. There's no real reason to get back into it. Jalen Hurts, this was his worst game of probably his entire career. This was the type of game that Jalen Hurts, the Eagles might look at Jalen Hurts a lot differently on whether he is actually a guy that you want as your franchise quarterback. Do you really trust in Jalen Hurts to be your franchise quarterback? The Chargers were able to escape with this one. Justin Herbert got pounded in this game so many times. He got hit. He fumbled, I think, a couple times. One of them was recovered by his own team. He looked all right. I think he had some great plays in this one. Overall, I just think that the Eagles lost it. I don't think that the Chargers necessarily won this game. Offensively, they didn't look amazing. They got a lot of high opportunities because of what the defense was doing for them in this game. Obviously, the game-winning interception. He did just enough, though, and obviously, it's not Justin Herbert's fault that he did just enough. It's their offensive line is just atrocious. So he did all that he could. Kamani Vidal was really good in this game as well. So, good for the Chargers. They were able to outlast the Eagles. That'll do it for this week in the NFL. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.